Gonna get tanked. 100. There, I got him.
The family of a Boyle County man with dementia claims officers used excessive force during a false arrest. Surveillance and body camera footage show the man being taken to the floor by 3 Danville police officers inside a Walmart.
He's passed all points of sale.
He hasn't passed any yet. He hasn't stolen anything.
All charges against Hardwick, who suffers from dementia, were dropped. At tonight's City Commission meeting, one resident spoke out about the growing public outrage.
If all the charges have been dropped, doesn't that prove that Officer TJ did in fact do something wrong?
The incident has also sparked an online petition on change.org that's garnered more than 3,500 signatures demanding Officer Godby be fired.
Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. I want to talk about this incident that occurred on October 15th, 2024 in Danville, Kentucky. Essentially, law officers roughed up an elderly man with dementia at a Walmart. Now, he had not shoplifted. They accused him of shoplifting, and 3 officers took him to the ground and literally beat him up. I mean, there's a minimum of 6 punches that I counted in those videos. Now, what I'm going to tell you is something that you're not going to see in the news interviews. And I'm not certain why, because they have the body cam footage, so I'm certain they're aware of it. I don't know why it's not on every TV, because it is clearly, in my opinion, a case of elder abuse. It is a case of unnecessary force. There's no 2 ways of sidestepping that when you know all the facts, in my opinion. So stay tuned and let's continue with the video.
We as the public can no longer trust Officer TJ anymore.
City leaders responded by announcing both internal and external reviews of the incident.
We recognize that many folks are alarmed by the situation and they want to better understand what happened and why. These 2 separate reviews will help us better understand the full context of this incident.
Danville Police Chief Tony Gray addressed the meeting as well, reassuring residents that the police department is committed to transparency and accountability.
We recognize we serve at the consent of our citizenry. We are committed to a professional interactions with all. I ask for your patience and trust as we move forward with this process.
As the officers remove John from the store, he is heard repeating, "It hurts my hand."
For about 3 days, he said, "They hurt me."
Before the encounter with Danville police, Cindy had gone to the store with John often. She explains that someone with dementia needs routines, and that's one of his.
With someone with frontotemporal dementia, it's very big. It is with all, because they don't like to get out of the routine. But for him, if you do something out of line, he won't go along with it. So as long as he does his routine, he's very calm.
During the shopping trip, Cindy stopped to speak with a couple who attends her church, losing John in the process and not realizing what had gone down.
They had asked for his license, and he knows what the license is for, but he doesn't know that's a license. You know, he knows he got that to drive. That's probably about all he knows.
Okay, guys, let's hit pause and talk about a few of those missing body cam details. But first, I do have to comment about the chief of police statement, where he asked the community for patience and trust as they move forward. And in my opinion, that is an unacceptable response to elder abuse. Mr. Chief of Police, what if that was your mama? What if that was your daddy? Would you feel the same way? I mean, before this investigation is complete, you are already aware of prior complaints about one of the officers involved. So do the right thing. If your community is in fear of corruption, retaliation, and they do not trust the police department, then maybe you are part of the problem, sir. Do the right thing. Now, about those body cam details that are not being reported on the news. Upon arrival to the jail with this victim, and I'm calling him a victim because I feel that's what he is. He's a victim of unnecessary force by the police department. Upon arrival to jail, the jail refused to accept him because of his extreme confusion, his cognitive state. So the officers were required to transport him to the hospital for medical clearance prior to being admitted to jail. It was clear that everyone around him was aware of his extreme confusion, except the officers involved. Now, tidbit number 2 that was on the body cam. One of the officers was recorded texting. It could have been probably someone else in the police department. I don't know who the text was to, but he was making reference to the fact that he did not buy this extreme confusion claim that they were giving him. Now, perhaps, this old boy has a medical degree and was completely qualified to make that determination. Or maybe, just maybe, he's trying to cover up the fact or justify the fact that 3 men put a whooping on an elderly man with dementia. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now we're going to continue on and you can hear how the story unfolds.
He's passed all points of sale.
He hasn't passed any yet. He hasn't stolen anything, but he did walk in the back behind the customer service desk and grab these off the shelf.
He has not passed any point of sale. He has not stolen anything. Watch the officer's next reaction.
He sounds like enough for shoplifting for me.
Why didn't they contact me in there? Because he tried to tell him that. I even tried to carry in my car his papers on frontotemporal.
Danville police also stressed that John refused to be handcuffed and they had to force him to the ground.
He's leg whipped to the ground. There was an attempt at a chokehold. The officer used strikes to the suspect's shoulder to gain the suspect's compliance. I guess Chief Gray believes striking a 66-year-old man on the ground is appropriate.
They are supposed to be protectors.
These last 2 details from the body cam and or Walmart's surveillance system spark so many questions for me, and I think we all should be asking these questions to ourselves. You can clearly see a gentleman walk up to the police officer outside of Walmart, and he asked the officer for the victim's driver's license. The officer hands it over immediately without hesitation. Now, this guy has been seen in the other footage talking with the police officers. He's in plain clothing. He doesn't have on a Walmart uniform, but he is also the guy that told the officers he didn't steal anything. He didn't cross any point of sales. He didn't leave the building. So that being the case, does he have a legal basis to ask for the victim's driver's license, which he pulled out his phone and snapped a picture of? I mean, to me, that doesn't even seem legal, and it does seem like a major identity threat for someone that has dementia. Now, this person has their driver's license information. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Let me know in the comments below. Secondly, there was additional footage shot inside of Walmart that I got to tell you, I was completely disgusted by. Several of Walmart's employees had gathered together, and it appeared to me that they were celebrating their joint effort with law enforcement for the brutal takedown of this elderly man with dementia. I mean, I really do not believe that these employees are trained properly to handle circumstances like this. This was not a shoplifting incident. This was an innocent mistake. And guys, there's many, many, many more innocent mistakes. I challenge you again, search Walmart arrest in whatever town you live in. And I'm telling you, you are going to be shocked. I don't know that we can allow things like this to continue. So what are we going to do? I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to go through self-checkout again after seeing these videos. Let me know what you're going to do. But you can be part of the change that this community is looking for. Sign that petition if you believe that these officers were in the wrong. It's also important, show up to your town meetings, your city council meetings, town hall meetings, whatever they call them in your area. Voice your opinions about the elected officials that handle these matters. And we have to start standing up for what is right, because the more quiet we remain, the more corrupt things become. Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching. Share your comments below, and I'll try to reach out to you and let you know what I think about it. And I hope to see you in the next video.